Well, we now direct our attention to our furry friends, and small changes may seem unrelated, but if you've noticed your pet sleeping more or acting less excited about playtime, it's likely that they're actually seeing some signs of aging.
Absolutely. Now, Dr. Peter van der Merwe from City Vet Bottersdorp gives us a more in-depth look at what a senior pet vet check entails and why exactly regular checks in senior pets are so important.
This is F. May. She's a Jack Russell. We got her in about 2008. My wife went to buy, I think, shavings at a small holding near Malmesbury. Brought back a dog instead of shavings. She's probably the oldest dog in our house. We have 4. So she's the senior dog. She has an incredible appetite. It's probably one of the reasons I want to do a check on her today, is to see if there's anything actually going on in there. But she will eat anything and everything. She loves her walks. But she's very much a solo player, so she doesn't go with the other dogs. She always goes off by herself. She does her own investigations, loves people. If there's a lap available, she'll be on it straight away. Old dog in the family, but a very young dog at heart. So I suppose when you live with a dog, you don't notice things as much. I suppose I'm lucky, being a vet. She comes into the practice every now and again to have a bath and toenails clipped, and then other people notice things for you. So we noticed that she's starting to put on weight. That goes together with a big appetite. So it's a little bit of a warning sign for us. We noticed that she's stiffer in the mornings, gets up slower, takes a little longer to get going. Very excited about her walk. But you'll notice when she comes home and she settles down that she's down and quiet for longer than the younger dogs are. So it's just that slight slowing down. Regular checkups give us a way to get a baseline. Where I see that we have tested dogs and checked dogs even a year previously, and then we recheck on an annual basis, you see small, subtle changes, and you can do stuff and react so much quicker.
We check his teeth, which are quite clean today, Stiles. Yeah, well done.
In F. May's case, we have been able to follow the small changes.
Senior pet check has got a few parts to it. Listen to what the owner says. Secondly, we start to examine the pet. We want to look at the teeth. We want to look in the ears and eyes. We listen to the chest. We want to listen very carefully to the heart, and all those things are normal in F. May. Then we will have a feel on the abdomen, check the skin for lumps and bumps, and last but not least, feel the joints. Tenderness in the muscle there, which is pretty common in older dogs. Then we'll do blood pressure. Their blood pressure should be about 120, anything about 165, and we're going to start taking note of that. So F. May's blood pressure is a little high, so we typically will do it 4 or 5 times and then average out the result. So even the 159, which is the systolic pressure, which is the one that we are most interested in, is okay. So anything less than 165, I would imagine if she settles down, this will probably drift down to 140. So nothing to worry about over here. And then last, we will draw blood and we'll send blood away to be checked. So we've drawn some blood from F. May, and the reason we do that is we want to check certain body systems that are not easy to examine from the outside. So we want to see what the livers and the kidneys are doing. We've also drawn blood for hematology, which means we're going to count the red blood cells and white blood cells. We'll check her sugar, we'll check protein, and that gives us a very good overview about what's going on. And the process is the same for dogs and cats. Obviously, drawing blood from a cat might be more entertaining, but most pets are actually very compliant and we get through things pretty quickly. So diet plays a fundamental part. If you think in human medicine, if we could put everybody on a diet and fix 90% of the problems, the world would be a different place. So in animals, we are able to adjust diets to help almost any disease process be easier to treat. So the results of F. May's exam, and we hope blood work is good so far. Everything is checked out as I expected. A little bit of pain in the lower back, which I hadn't really noticed before examining her today, but everything else is good. So I expect is going to have a very normal blood profile, and all we're going to do with her in the future is recheck things in a year's time.
Well, did you know taking your pet to the vet once a year is equivalent of us visiting the doctors once every 7 years? So take your older pets to the vet for a senior check and help keep them younger for longer.